Good morning, afternoon, or evening from whenever or wherever you are watching this video from. I am Jack Adamas, back with my Football Weekly Predictions, Episode 3 in the Premier League 24-25 season. Let's get straight into it. Before we get into this week's video, please do like, share and subscribe. We start game week 3 with the early kickoff on Saturday. We have Arsenal hosting Brighton. Now, Arsenal come into this with their 100% record still intact as they beat Aston Villa last weekend, and the fact that they didn't concede in that game is the first time they've won their 2 opening games without conceding a goal since the 1971-72 season. Brighton come into this game also with their 100% record still intact, and they have a very good record at the Emirates. They have won 3 of their last 4 visits here. This will be a tight affair as I can see Brighton coming here full of confidence, but I can see Arsenal edging this one 2-1. Just a quick bit of trivia for you here, as Arsenal did beat Aston Villa last weekend, Bukayo Saka came the 3rd youngest player in the Premier League history to get 100 victories under his belt. Can you name the other 2 younger players to achieve this feat? To start the 3 o'clock kickoffs, we have Brentford at home to Southampton. Now, Brentford do come into this game off that 2-0 defeat to Liverpool last weekend, and they do come into this game as favourites, which I do think will work against them, as I believe they will think this is an easier game on paper going into the international break. Southampton come into this game knowing that if they lose here, it'll be the first time since 2012 they have lost their 3 opening games to a season, and on paper this is not looking very good for them, as they've lost their last 3 visits to Brentford without even scoring a goal in those 3 games. But with that being said, Southampton would have gained some confidence, knocking 5 goals past Cardiff in the EFL Cup midweek. And with Cameron Archer getting 2 of those goals, I think he'll be a key man in this game, as I can see this one finishing in a 2-2 draw. Moving on, we have Everton at home to Bournemouth. Now, Everton come into this game losing both their opening fixtures so far, conceding 7 goals in that time without any reply. However, on the plus side for them, they have beaten Bournemouth in 6 of the last 7 games at Goodison. Bournemouth come into this game off back-to-back 1-1 draws, and they will be looking to add even more misery to Sean Dyche's poor record in August, as he has lost all 5 games he's taken charge of Everton in this month. I cannot see Everton losing 3 games in a row, and although Sean Dyche does have that poor record in August, he has a great record against Bournemouth. He has won 8 times against them. Come full-time, I reckon it will be 9 in a scrappy 1-0 victory. Next up, we have newly promoted Ipswich at home to Fulham. Now, Ipswich have been handed a very harsh start to the season, so they believe their season will start now. They did have the best home record in the Championship last season, winning 16 games and only losing 1 of their 23 games at Portman Road. Fulham, though, do boost a good head-to-head record against Ipswich. They are unbeaten in their last 7 matches against Ipswich and have won their last 4 visits to Portman Road. Ipswich haven't lost back-to-back home games under Kieran McKenna, and with Fulham's last 9 matches being shared even, 3 wins, 3 draws and 3 losses, anything could happen in this one here, but I do think Fulham will get the W here in a 3-1 victory. Moving on, we have Leicester at home to Aston Villa. Now, Leicester did look very good in their opening home fixture against Spurs, where they got a point this season. However, they do need to be better defensively, as they've only kept 1 clean sheet in their last 25 Premier League matches. Aston Villa come into this game off a 2-0 defeat to Arsenal. However, on any other given weekend, they could have got the victory there, especially as Ollie Watkins missed not 1 but 2 glorious chances in that one. Since Unai Emery has taken over at Aston Villa, only Man City and Arsenal have gained more points than Aston Villa. I do reckon they'll win here, and I back my boy Ollie Watkins to end his 7-game goalless run with a 3-1 victory here. Moving on, we have Nottingham Forest at home to Wolves. Now, Nottingham Forest are unbeaten in their first 2 games so far this season. And since Nuno Espirito Santos has left Wolves, he is unbeaten against them with 2 wins and 1 draw in that time. Wolves come into this game off a 2-0 victory against Burnley in the EFL Cup midweek. However, they sit currently bottom of the Premier League table, conceded 8 goals in their 2 games so far. Fingers are all pointing to a Nottingham Forest win here. However, come full time, I do believe it will be a 5th consecutive draw between these 2 sides, as I reckon this one will finish 2-2. And the 5:30 kickoff on Saturday sees West Ham hosting Man City. Now, West Ham did bounce back from opening day defeat with a solid victory away from home against Crystal Palace last weekend. They looked very good defensively in that game and will definitely be looking to build on that. However, they've got a massive task in their hands in this one. Man City, with that 4-1 victory against Ipswich last weekend, means now that they are unbeaten in 21 top-flight games with 18 wins and 3 draws in that time. Man City have won their last 5 away Premier League games without conceding a goal. I do believe they'll concede a goal in this one, but I reckon they'll get the victory in a 3-1 win. Moving on to Sunday at 2 p.m, we have the London derby between Chelsea and Crystal Palace. Now, Chelsea are a very weird team to me. They lost their opening day fixture to Man City. They then smashed Wolves, scoring 6 goals in that time. And then they lost yesterday and they scraped through their Conference League qualifier, albeit it was a much changed Chelsea side. Crystal Palace, after looking so good in the back end of last season, couldn't look any more to contrast this season. They have lost both of their opening games so far this campaign. However, they did bounce back with a 4-0 victory against Norwich in the EFL Cup, with Mateta and Eze getting on the score sheet in that one. Chelsea have won their last 8 home games against Crystal Palace. I believe that will be 9 come full time, as I reckon Crystal Palace will lose their 3rd consecutive London derby here in a 2-0 victory for Chelsea. Also at 2 p.m. on Sunday, we have Newcastle at home to Tottenham. Now, Newcastle coming to this game, starting off the season very well, accumulating 4 points in their first 2 games and knocking out Premier League opposition in the EFL Cup on Wednesday. If Newcastle do win here, it'll be the first time since 2011 that they have won 2 of their opening 3 fixtures of a season. Spurs are also in the same boat. They have started off the season after a disappointing draw away to Leicester. They bounced back with an emphatic 4-0 victory against Everton last weekend, so they also sit on 4 points at the moment. Newcastle are unbeaten in their last 9 home Premier League fixtures, and I am going to throw myself out there a little bit. Come full time, I may look a bit stupid, but I reckon this game will be a cracking game, and I reckon it will finish in a 3-3 draw. And the 4:30 kickoff on Sunday is game of the weekend. It sees England's 2 most successful sides going head to head. It is Manchester United at home to Liverpool. Manchester United have started this season with 1 win and 1 loss, so a very similar story to last season. However, they're not going to need any motivation going into this one. The last 5 head-to-heads between these 2 sides are very even in all competitions, with Man United winning 2 of those, 2 of them finishing in draws, and 1 win for Liverpool. Liverpool do come into this game and they've started life under Arne Slot in the best way possible, winning their first 2 opening games, and they haven't conceded a goal in those fixtures. I don't believe this will be an end-to-end game. I think this will be a very nervy affair, with both dugouts having a Dutchman in charge and both of them having 2 victories over each other. Arne Slot has beat Ten Hag twice and Ten Hag has beat Arne Slot twice. I do think, though, that Liverpool will get the victory here and they'll get the better of Man United in a tight 2-1 victory. And for my extra game this weekend, it is the 5:30 kickoff in the Bundesliga. It is Bayer Leverkusen at home to RB Leipzig. Now, Bayer Leverkusen are still unbeaten domestically, continuing on from last season, and RB Leipzig will be looking to crash that party. I do reckon the honours will be shared in this one, though, in a 2-2 draw, with Leipzig getting a late equaliser. Thank you very much if you are still here at the end of my video. I really do appreciate the love and support I've been getting from you guys. Please do continue to like, share, follow, but most importantly, please do subscribe to that YouTube channel. Have a good weekend, guys, and remember, if you don't shoot, you can't score. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.